And in today's We Can't Do This in the Lecture Hall, we are going to do something that we actually could do in the lecture hall. This is something that is best seen close up, and it takes a fair amount of time to do, so we don't tend to do it in the lecture halls. What we're going to be doing is we are going to be making every college student's dream come true. We're going to make you all rich. We are going to turn your pennies, which are worth a measly 1 cent, into gold that are still worth 1 cent. It's actually a trick, but it's kind of fun to do. So let's get started.
So I'm going to make this video a little more instructional than I have in the past. This one's kind of fun to do. So you're going to start off by grabbing a couple of beakers. You're going to need some 6 molar sodium hydroxide and some 6 molar hydrochloric acid. You're also going to need a beaker full of zinc and zinc sulfate. Just a couple of grams of zinc sulfate is plenty. And then you are going to need some pennies. You can use as many or as few as you want. You'll need a pair of tweezers so that you can move the pennies from solution to solution, and you're also going to need a hot plate stir plate unit. So you're going to start off by grabbing a small beaker, and you are going to put your pennies into the beaker, again as few or as many as you want, and you are going to pour in just enough hydrochloric acid to cover them. This is going to help clean the pennies. You want to have a nice copper surface that the zinc will plate onto. If you need to, you can just grab it and swirl it around a little bit. Make sure that all of the pennies are covered with the hydrochloric acid. And then you want to give them a little bit of a rinse. You want to get the hydrochloric acid off, because if there's any left on the pennies, it won't react well with the zinc, and your penny won't look very good. So you want to start off with a nice, bright, shiny penny. So the next step is to pour your zinc and zinc sulfate solution into the beaker, and you're going to pour in just enough sodium hydroxide so that all of the pennies will be covered. I'm also going to put a stir bar in here. I don't think I actually got that on the video, but I do put a stir bar in to mix things up a little bit. If it comes out black like it did here, go ahead and rinse it out again. There's too much zinc powder in your mixture. So you're going to put your pennies in, put your stir bar in, and you're going to bring the whole thing to a boil. And as it heats up, you're going to note that your pennies are going to start changing color. They're going to turn into a silver color, and as you go along, they're going to get more and more silver. You're going to want to use a pair of hot mitts to take the whole thing off, and then you want to take the whole beaker over to the sink and start taking the pennies out. You're going to want to rinse them before we go on to the next step again. So you'll just take them out one at a time, and you can just rinse them under a stream of water. And when you're done, whoops, I dropped it. Let me pick that up again. And I'll hold it up to the camera so that you can see it. It's a nice silver penny, which is kind of cool looking. So this next part is the neat part. You take your silver penny and you're going to put it on a very hot plate. It's got to be at least 300 degrees Celsius. And as you watch it, it will magically change color and turn into a really cool golden color. There it is. And you're going to want to flip it a couple of times to make sure that you hit both sides. But as you can see, the penny is now completely gold colored. So let's talk about what's going on here. You have this gold penny. Is it gold? No, absolutely not. It's actually what's called yellow brass. It's a mixture of copper and brass, and you're actually making an alloy of the two, and that's called yellow zinc. So the first step, we started with that really dirty penny. We cleaned it. We stripped off anything that was on the copper by using the hydrochloric acid. So then we had a nice clean copper penny. We plated it with some zinc, which turned it silver. And then by heating it up, that zinc coating on the outside of the penny actually formed the yellow bronze alloy with the zinc and the copper of the penny. So yeah, kind of cool. I hope you enjoyed it. Now you know how to do it. Again, this is something you should wear safety glasses for, just to be safe. but it's something kids love to do, and as long as you keep them away from the hydrochloric acid and the sodium hydroxide, this is something cool that anybody can show children. And the kids actually end up with a cool souvenir of a golden penny. Okay, well, I'll see you next time.